Yo, what's going on, guys? Snoozman back here with another YouTube video, and today we're actually talking about Madden 22 franchise fantasy draft tutorial, my draft method. Now, I made this video back in Madden 21 franchise mode. This is going to be an extensive video. It's going to be a pretty long video, so you guys are going to have to hang in there, but also a video that obviously you guys have been wanting to see from Madden 22, so I'm going to make the same thing here. This is a video that I've kind of been pushing off, but I've been wanting to also make. So here it is, guys. I'm just going to get right into it here. I'm going to just start up the fantasy draft.
On the clock now, the Bears.
And then we're going to go ahead and pause the draft because I don't rush myself. I guess that's tip one is when you guys are just go ahead and you want to go pick your player, I would pause it to give yourself more time. I wouldn't try to rush yourself into anything because obviously you want to draft the best team. Now for me, guys, it's a little bit different than any other year for me in Madden. Just because these quarterbacks fly off of the board, I actually, believe it or not, go quarterback. And the reason is because even these hidden dev quarterbacks, we can go with those after a couple of rounds because you still have to draft them pretty early. But the thing is, this year it's actually pretty hard to develop some of these players. Guys like Justin Fields, I've done franchises with. There's years where he takes off. There's other years where it is really hard to develop him. He never even gets to superstar dev. He just stays at start development, and then he'll have good years, but not breakout years. So for me, just get the superstar stud quarterback round one. That's always for me how I've been doing it right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and see the type of quarterbacks that we have. Now, obviously, you're not going to want to take a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers right now. Obviously, just too old. Let's look at all the possible outcomes here. Dak Prescott's a 91 superstar, 28 years old. That's not too bad. 87 star, Sean Watson. Justin Herbert, star dev, 23. So we obviously have some really good quarterbacks. But for me, he's only 28, guys, and I believe that's like 9 years younger or so, I believe, than Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah, he's 37. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger with Dak Prescott because we know how good he is and he's superstar dev. So I'm going to go ahead
The Bears are now on the clock.
and go with Dak Prescott here for my quarterback. I really want a good quarterback because, again, it's harder to develop guys, and these top guys like Dak Prescott are going to go. So that's who I went with. And pick 6 is pretty dang good right there. But we have a superstar dev quarterback, and even when you guys do gameplays, it's going to be a lot easier. Now, this is my round 2. I want to pair him up with my receiver. So it depends on how you guys want to go about this. Cooper Kupp is someone that is a 28-year-old 91 superstar, which isn't bad. But the route that we could go is a DK Metcalf or a Terry McLaurin. That's the route that I feel like we should definitely go here. I feel like I'm going to prefer DK Metcalf here. I think he's, a year younger, right? Yeah, I mean, year younger, same, overall superstar dev, and obviously he's a freak of nature at 6'3". So I'm just going to go ahead and select DK Metcalf
Now on the clock.
with my round 2 pick. Now, guys, I'm going to transition to defense. So the point that I haven't made is that we can go 2-2. So I can go 2 offense, then 2 defense, 2 offense, then 2 defense. That's kind of how I've been doing it this year. So I'm going to go ahead and try to transition over to the defense and see what we have working with. I'm probably going to go definitely something on secondary-wise. So these guys are kind of up there in age. Definitely out of these guys, I feel like Denzel Ward is the way to go, unless Marshawn Lattimore has something 25. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and select Denzel Ward here.
Okay, the Bears are on the clock now.
Because I want a true number 1 corner, and then so that's what I'm gonna go with right there, guys. I used to from before last year just go straight up corner round 1, but that's a heck of a corner, and we just got obviously 2 amazing stud guys on the offensive side of the ball. Now we can easily transition and go over to more secondary, but honestly, a lot of these guys stay up here on the safety side. I'm gonna wait just a tad little bit to go on the safety side and corner side, just because again, corner we just picked. Now, defensive tackle isn't the worst way to go in my opinion, because I think filling out your defensive line right away is never worst case scenario. So I think Quinnen Williams is somebody that's 87 star, which isn't too bad, and then we can kind of go back to maybe linebacker or something like that a little bit later. But I think I'm going to go Quinnen Williams here, just so I can get a stud. I dang near almost drafted him right where he was ranked, but I really want a true great young defensive tackle that we can groom. I don't want to be stuck in the later rounds. Defensive linemen go very, very quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and then probably maybe go linebacker, and then probably another corner after that. But we're going to transition back over to offense. Now, I'm probably going to go with a running back since we went with receiver. You can really go with whatever type of running back that you feel comfortable with, or a guy that fits, more so within your offense. But Jonathan Taylor is an absolute beast. He's 22 years old. That's probably my pick. We can try to look down, but I'm pretty sure all these guys are pretty much star devs. Eckler definitely deserves a superstar dev, but this game doesn't really update like that. But we're going to go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, because Kareem Hunt is a guy that is, 26 years old, and we have a guy that's 4 years younger. And it's just as good. So we're going to go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor for our running back position, and it's a really good pick. So we have 3 studs on offense now, and then I'm going to go ahead and probably take a tight end, not going to lie, and then once we transition back over, guys, I can probably start taking offensive linemen. But as you guys can see, tight ends have already kind of gone. But I'm going to go ahead. I think Mike Gesicki's pretty dang young. Yeah, 85 star, 25 years old, guys. Rob Gronkowski's obviously up there. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Mike Gesicki. He's also very fast, I believe, which, again, is always a plus. 83 speed is actually crazy. I think he might have good acceleration. I don't think it shows it, but, again, he's a pretty elusive, big tight end. I kind of like those, and he's 25 years old. It's probably going to be the best tight end that you can probably get right here. So I'm going to go ahead, and again, we have a solid weapon there. I'm probably going to come back, go receiver, my number 2 receiver, and then I'm going to go with offensive lineman from there. But for right now, guys, I'm going to transition back over to now the defensive side of the ball. Now, this is something that I'm going to go ahead and probably take Tremaine Edmonds. Middle linebackers, again, are getting scarce. So I'm going to go ahead and probably go with a middle linebacker here in Tremaine Edmonds. I'm going to go ahead and take him, which is a good pick. 23 years old. He's a freak of nature. He's 6'5", 250. Again, a guy that is going to fill out your defense. Unbelievable user. Unbelievable guy for the sim. So that's a heck of a guy that we can get right there. We already kind of put a guy right there on the D line. We just got ourselves a middle linebacker. Maybe we come back to corner. We could get our 2 corner here, which our 2 corner guys, now it's going to start getting a little scarce here for a corner. But let's see if there's any guys that's development trait-wise really good to take for later. It doesn't really look like it, so we might have to take someone like a Bryce Callahan right now. Just because we don't want him to go. He's 29, guys. But again, for right now, this is a very good pick in my opinion, just because we can take this guy and we can use him at least for a couple years. We can always draft his replacement. So I'm going to go ahead and get a solid 2 corner for right now, which isn't too bad. I know age is obviously the biggest thing, but we're going to go ahead and go with that. Now, we're going to try to get our number 2 receiver and see what we can get out of that. Now, I believe if I don't know where Miko Hartman's always a great guy to get. He develops like crazy in this game. I think he's like way down here though. Michael Pittman Jr. is obviously another one. There's a lot of really good guys that we can honestly just wait on. So I think a lot of these guys are kind of up there in age, and it probably doesn't make sense for me to really grab them right now. So I think what I'm going to do with my next couple picks is probably go with offensive line side. and see if I can get someone pretty dang good. Corey Linsley right here is looking solid. He is 30 years old, but a lot of these guys are going to be pretty up there in age. So I'm just going to go ahead and take
Let's see what
a
direction they go.
stud center right there for now. And then we can get, obviously, still a lot of good years out of an offensive lineman. And see if we can get something decent here. Brian Bulaga, 87. He is 32, only normal. I'm not going to take that, but let's see if we can. And I like building the offensive line more than anything, too. But we're going to have to focus on something else. Well, I think, is he still? Yeah, he's normal dev. So we're going to have to weigh in our options here, but let's see if we can maybe do development trait, and we'll try to get, what's Jonah Williams? He is star dev. We're going to go ahead and maybe just grab him, because these guys are going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him.
Now, the Bears.
All right, so we just got 2 offensive linemen, and that guy was extremely young with star development. He's going to easily, within a year or 2, be above an 80 with star dev and be extremely young. So I know you guys are probably, maybe questioning how early he went right there, but it is a good pick considering he was the number 1 in development. So he's going to get picked. So we're going to head back over here, guys, and I might actually just fill out our safeties. Now, our safeties aren't going to be, like, crazy, but I think we can get a couple decent, like right here, Julian Blackman is a 79 overall, 23-year-old star dev. That's never too bad. He might have, yeah, he has hidden dev, guys. That could be definitely the way to go for sure. Let me look. Definitely we should go and take Adrian Amos for sure. Adrian Amos is a guy that I can't believe he's still here. So I'm glad I actually waited this long. But Adrian Amos, ranked 209 in true talent, and you drafted him at 326. That's probably the best value you're going to get in this whole entire draft. Adrian Amos is a guy you can move to linebacker, corner. He's so versatile. I love Adrian Amos in this game. We're going to see if we can go back to free safety, and if we can get a hidden dev. He might have went. Yeah, it looks like he went, guys, which is unfortunate. But I'd rather take the strong safety in that predicament right there all day. But I'm going to go back here. Juan Thornhill isn't too bad. Nasir Adderley is a star dev at 24. So that's not too bad. It's whatever way you guys feel about it. I might take Xavier McKinney just because he's the youngest out of all these guys. So I think I might just take Xavier McKinney for now. It is a good pick. Ranked 358, and we got him at 379 just because he's younger than all those guys, and I feel like he can definitely develop the best. So we have our safeties set. We definitely have 2 stud safeties. We have 2 good corners. So now we're going to head back to the offensive side and see if we can actually get our number 2 receiver right now. Let's see if we can get our number 2 receiver real quick. Let me see. Is it too early to maybe take? Devonta Smith, again, is another guy we can just take, but Mecole Hardman is here. Yeah, it's looking like they haven't taken a guy like Henry Ruggs out of this game yet, but we have to have the updated rosters put into the game. But Devonta Smith is a guy I would probably go ahead and do just because out of all these guys that we're looking at, they're not going to develop the way that these other guys are. So I'm going to go ahead and take Devonta Smith. He's a guy, again, he's a good pick. He's ranked 252, and we drafted him at 390. Probably, the first, if not the second best value, and they actually have a face scan of him now. Madden also updated that. So, again, Devonta Smith is a 78 hidden. I'm not sure if, I'm pretty sure these are updated rosters, obviously, because the face scans. So he's still a 78 hidden, which is very, very good as a number 2 receiver. So develop him, and you have DK Metcalf on the outside. Now you have kind of like 2 different receivers developing in their own ways. That's always, again, that's the best way to really do it. Now you have a, stud quarterback, stud running back, 2 stud receivers, stud tight end. I believe we grabbed a couple offensive linemen. Yeah, we drafted a left tackle and we're going to draft one more offensive lineman here. And we drafted Corey Linsley. So we need left guard. Maybe we'll try to do something like this real quick. Let's see if we can do these guys. I'm not a big fan of taking 68 overalls, guys. So let me see if I can. And you see, these guys are just a little bit too. I think they're. I don't think. I might just have to settle with a guy like Brian Bulaga for now, guys, because we're just going to have to draft his replacement. So we're going to have to, just because of his overall. We're going to have to take it for now. We're going to have to draft his replacement probably after year one. But that's something we're just going to have to do. Now we only have 2 offensive lineman positions to take now, though. And we have pretty much, I mean, our offensive line is rolling. Now we have pretty much our secondary complete. Now, I might just fill out the defensive line and see what we can get out of that. Let's see if we can get anything. Okay, we're probably going to have to take somebody that's pretty much average for right now at defensive line. Is he pretty young? 26 years old. But another thing is, guys, I don't mind taking a normal dev in the defensive line because they get a lot of dev ups, and when they're playing good, which they can a lot. You know, a Dwayne Smoot right here can definitely play very, very good, and he can get a dev up with ease. It'll trigger an easy dev up. I'm going to see he's 30. You don't want to go that. 31, so we might have to go the route of taking a Smoot here. Right end, yeah, we might have to take someone like, okay. Left outside linebacker, I feel like, I don't know if he's still here or not. It doesn't look like he's still here. So I'm just going to go ahead, and again, guys, I'm going to fill this out. I'm going to go with him just because he's 26 years old, and we can easily get him to star dev. And, you know, we already have a stud defensive tackle, and we're not going to need, like, crazy defensive ends. I'm telling you guys, within a year or 2, he's going to get a dev up. And then we're going to go ahead and just fill out our defensive line still. So Dietrich Wise, 27 years old. He is a scheme fit for me. I'm going to see if there's a development guy here that we could take, and it doesn't really look like it. So we're just going to have to take the best overall player. And, I mean, out of these guys, how old is Jordan Phillips? 28. Yeah, we're probably going to have to take this Dietrich Wise, guys. Take guys, I know they're normal dev, but take guys that are younger and higher overall still. Higher 70s. That way they have a chance to develop. Especially that guy in a scheme fit. He can definitely develop with ease. We're going to head back over to the offensive side, and not everything is going to be pitch perfect, guys. That's the rebuilding process of the fantasy draft. Yes, you have your chance of drafting the perfect team, but you're going to have to take the process of also rebuilding this team as well and adding to the very good pieces and the young pieces that you added and drafted. So we're going to go ahead and probably fill out our offensive line that we didn't draft yet. We didn't draft a left guard. Honestly, I know they're old. How old is... Yeah, I mean, I know Richie Incognito is even older, and the guys that are behind them are so old, but I'm going to have to take something like this.
Bears are now on the clock.
And they are pretty old, but guys, offensive linemen aren't crazy hard to trade for, and they're easy to replace by just drafting the best offensive lineman available. And all we need is pretty much a right guard. Let me see if we can get something just solid here. Just a solid right guard. I might try the development trait for... See... We'll do one just because he's hidden, guys. So we'll go ahead and reach. We'll do one just because he's hidden. I don't really love doing that, but at least we have one hidden dev offensive lineman. So our offensive lineman's done. And we have our quarterback, running back. We just need pretty much a slot receiver. We have our tight end. We have our offensive lineman. So we're going to go back over to the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to fill out our outside linebackers. and let's see what we can get out of that. So our outside linebackers and defensive ends aren't going to be crazy, but they're going to be still positions that aren't going to be the absolute worst. Let's see with what we can get out of this. I don't want to go extremely old. 74-27. Yeah, we might have to do something like this, guys. We're going to go ahead and take him
The Bears
because
are up now. Let's see
he's
what direction they
normal
go.
dev. He's 74 normal. I guarantee you, though, we're going to get decent years out of um, we're going to get some decent years out of that guy. We're going to try to go right outside linebacker now. We're not that far out, guys, because I'm a guy that doesn't like going 50 plus rounds. So I'm really pretty close here. And I do draft a kicker and punter. Now, this is a guy that I actually drafted from before that I remember doing. And not this guy, but I was just checking in on him. But Tyus Bowser, which is the same age. Now they're both scheme fits. I'm probably just going to take Tyus Bowser. He plays unbelievable, and he does like easily get a dev up guy. So I'm going
On
to
the
go ahead and
clock
take
now, the
Tyus
Bears.
Bowser. And as you guys can see, that's not really too far away from where he's ranked. So, this is a guy that plays like a stud outside linebacker, and at least we have a stud middle linebacker. So now we're pretty close on defense. I mean, I think we have our whole defensive line, our outside, we have all of our linebackers, our two outside corners, our safeties. We probably just need a nickel corner next. But I think the next thing I'm going to do on the offensive side of the ball is probably draft a slot receiver if we can maybe get somebody decent. I'm not sure the type of receivers we really have anymore. Let me see if we can maybe get somebody with good speed. But I want them to like be. Let me see if I can go up still. Okay. He's got 96 speed, so he's a good guy to go with. Obviously, John Ross. Even though he's not great in dev, but Mano Sanders is obviously up there in age. What is the perfect guy that we can go with here? What's James Washington? He's 25. That's not too bad. Anthony Miller. Anthony Miller does progress very, very well. You could go someone like that, even though I don't think he's extremely fast. And these guys are a little bit too low in overall. So it really depends on what you guys want to like go with here. But you could go with the Denzel Mims just because of how young he is. I think this is only like his second year. So I think what I might do here, these are the receivers I drafted. This is a little tough decision. I think I might honestly just go Anthony Miller because he's a scheme fit for me, and he's only 5'11". I don't know his speed. Is it really? It's not the fastest, but he plays unbelievable in the sim, and he's a solid slot
All right, the
receiver,
Bears are
and he's
now on the clock.
26. He just plays awesome with the sim guys, and I'm mostly a sim guy. Whatever slot receiver that you feel like is going to play good for you or is a scheme fit, and mostly you want to go speed there, but I know he plays really well in the slot, at least sim wise. Okay, so we have our three receivers, our tight end. I don't really go backups on most positions, but I think I'm going to definitely take a backup running back. And I think the guy that I might go with, I mean, Cordero Patterson's crazy as a receiver, and he's just a dual threat guy, and he's a scheme fit. I know he's 30, but he's a guy that you can literally put
The
everywhere. I mean,
Bears are now
in
on
real
the
life,
clock.
I mean, the Bears did not obviously use him right because we see what he's doing in real life. But Cordero Patterson is a beast, and I think we can put him behind as our RB2, and he can definitely be a weapon there. So we have our quarterback, two running backs. I don't really draft a fullback, guys. We have our three receivers, our tight end, and our offensive line. So pretty much, I think I'm going to draft a slot corner. Um, and let's see what we can get out of our slot corner. I might go someone that's like decent age, um, 29. Okay, some of these guys are a little bit up there in age. I might just take like the best overall guy. Troy Hill, 30. He's a guy that's I don't think a terrible. Um, See, here's a slot corner. How old is he? 29. Kevin King is a scheme fit. He's 26. I might go with him. He's a man-to-man corner. He is 6'3" though. That's the thing. Jeff Gladney's solid too. He's 5'10". He's a smaller corner and he's young. He's very, very young. I'm gonna take him. This is a massive. Well, it's actually
Okay,
not even
the
a
Bears
massive
are on the
reach,
clock now.
but he's 5'10". He's only 24. He can be a solid nickel corner behind the two corners that I have. Um, and then what we have like one more pick right on the defensive side of the ball that I'm kind of like looking at. I'm probably take a backup middle linebacker and backup defensive tackle. Let me see. Anybody's like solid here. Someone that's just not like extremely old. We can just go ahead and take them. Jalen Smith, not a
The
terrible
Bears are
backup at
up
all,
now. Let's
guys.
see what direction they go.
Definitely a solid backup, and he's a scheme fit. Now, I'm pretty sure I might be done on the offensive side. We have our quarterback, we have two running backs, three receivers, tight end. I don't really draft a backup tight end. We have our offensive linemen, and then we have our safeties, our three corners, pretty much. We just drafted a backup middle linebacker. So we have our left and right end. I'm gonna take a defensive tackle here, believe it or not, which is our backup defensive tackle that we're gonna need. And then I'm going to go ahead and take him. And so some of these guys, okay, it's still normal dev. Not even terrible, but I might just take a higher overall guy, but he's just a little bit too old, in my opinion. How old is he? 31. Brent Urban's 30. Trying to take someone. Okay, he's not too bad. We'll just take a guy that's. How old is Zach Kerr? 31. We're just going to go ahead and take someone like this guy. Someone that's just
On the
serviceable
clock now.
as
The
a backup
Bears.
defensive tackle. And then, honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm about done with everything. Yeah, we're pretty much done, guys. So I'm just going to take the best two because this is my method also. This is pretty much the end of the video here is I don't really take two backup quarterbacks as I have injuries off. I draft two running backs, three receivers. I don't draft a backup tight end. I let the CPU or the remaining simulation do that. I draft my offensive line. I don't draft backups. I get a backup defensive tackle, a backup middle linebacker, and a slot corner. That's pretty much it, guys. The other positions I don't get backups at. But we're going to
All
just
right,
take the
the
best
Bears are
kicker and
now on the
punter.
clock.
Best kicker in the game, Justin Tucker, so we can have him. And we're going to take our punter right now. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're going to take Johnny Hecker. And that's
The
pretty much
Bears
going to
are
do
now
it.
on the clock.
We're going to simulate to the end of the draft. And we're going to see our team real quick. I believe it's like 54 rounds or so. Now, like I said from before, guys, this is a very long, lengthy video, but a video that I really wanted to get out to you guys. And again, it was a lengthy, long video I made last year in Madden 21 franchise mode. But you guys are going to be able to basically, you guys can skip forward and see the picks that I made without the explanation side of it. But we're going to go ahead and check out our team, which is already an 83 overall, guys. That's very, very solid. As you can see, we're already significantly better. We have an 85 offense. So we're going to go ahead and see our roster here. And here's our team, guys, which, again, it's not even bad at all. As you guys can see, now they drafted another right guard here. That's why this right guard is supposed to be right here. This backup right here, but they did not do that because they drafted someone that is a higher overall. But I'm going to start him just because, he's a start your hidden dev, guys. But look at that offense, guys. Very, very, very solid. And an offense that we can definitely thrive with. Now, defensive side of the ball, as you can see, two studs, safeties up top. We have, honestly, linebackers definitely need some help. But we have two scheme fit guys. This guy, again, these are all 20, some odd year olds, and they're all solid, but they're all around this stud named Tremaine Edmonds. I think they're going to make him play better. And then we have this defensive line. So obviously the defensive side could definitely use some work, but we have obviously a secondary going we have some scheme fits going, and then we have obviously linebackers built around Tremaine Edmonds and the defensive line built around Quinnen Williams. So that's pretty much the team, guys. And it ends up coming out to be an 85 offense, 81 defense as of right now. But it is an 83 overall, and that is my fantasy draft tutorial video. So this is pretty much going to conclude it. Hopefully, you know, for the guys that did stick around to see this, thank you for that, and for the people that are going to be viewing this, you know, hopefully, you know, you guys can agree with me on a lot of this, or if you have, you know, any disagreements with that, put it down below. You know, tell me down below what you guys think of this team or how you guys went about it. But hopefully this video did help you guys out in any way, and if it did, make sure you guys are leaving a like and hitting that sub button. Maybe comment down below any future tip videos you guys would like to see for the remainder of Madden 22 franchise mode. But guys, that will be it for today's video, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next one.